Last time on Our Neighbor's a Murderer. 3 roommates continue the search for clues to find out if their neighbor across the street, Professor X, murdered his lover, Nancy. We rejoin the gang in their pursuit of truth on Our Neighbor's a Murderer.
Out the window late one night, we saw a terrifying sight. A neighbor murdering his wife.
Allegedly.
We search for clues to find the truth.
Please help me.
To catch a killer on the loose.
There's blood everywhere.
Become the greatest roommate sleuths.
Anybody got any clues?
Hello, listeners, and welcome back to Our Neighbor's a Murderer. With us today, well, I guess with me today is my co-host, Guy.
Hi, everybody. I am Michelle's honorary roommate. She lives across the street from my apartment. I live in here with Brandon. We watch Our Neighbor, Professor X. We've named him that because he's bald and looks like Professor X from X-Men, less handsome. Long story. And we haven't seen his significant other, his lover, his wife, his girlfriend. She's a human on her own right.
Yes.
So, you know, those labels I don't really feel like fit her. She is a person. We don't know a lot about her, but she's missing. Been missing for months now. We don't know where she is, and we're trying to figure it out. Unfortunately, Brandon is not here.
Brandon couldn't be with us today.
He's on another date, I think.
He's living his best life. I saw him getting a pedicure the other day, and I was like, "Go, Brandon!"
Oh
I think he really is doing the self-care thing right.
Yes.
And I think I'm doing it wrong.
What are you doing? Are you not doing anything?
Eating a lot of cheese in bed.
I think that is a form of self-care. Because what is really the definition of self-care if you look it up? I think it's taking care of yourself.
I guess that's true. But also, I read an article online that eating cheese before bed gives you nightmares.
Have you been having nightmares?
I've been having nightmares. I had a nightmare, actually. I think it was a premonition. Okay, listeners, this is going to sound crazy, but maybe not.
I'm on the edge of my seat, and I'm going to be honest with you. My butt cheeks are clenched.
I mean, everyone clench it up because I think there's been another murder.
What?
I think Professor X has murdered someone else.
Okay, wait. What do you mean?
Okay, so there used to be like a mailman who would go, he gets a lot of mail.
Yes, he does get a lot.
He gets a lot of mail, and the mail,
a lot of
packages, and the mailman who delivers his packages, I'm pretty sure he's the same one who delivers my box of cheese every month.
Uh-huh.
And Roger.
He delivers our mail too. I think he does the whole block.
Well, not anymore.
Yeah,
I have not. Last seen him out through the window. I actually came into your guys' apartment the other day because I was.
Well, we weren't here.
No, you weren't here. I have a spare key. Brandon told me what the spare key was. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna have a word with him. That's okay. I shouldn't. No,
it was fine. Fun. I just like to eat your guys' food.
It's more. I'm just embarrassed about the way the state of the apartment.
Oh, it is disgusting. But I mean, you guys have good cable and great internet connections. So I mean,
well, that's new. We finally. It took us forever to figure it out. Now we have it, but we're so into this potential murder, that we don't even watch it. But
I know, and now I come and watch it during the day.
At least it's getting some use.
Yes.
So, you know what? You're fine. You're welcome whenever, Michelle. Although you never let us into your apartment.
And you never will be.
Now, wait. So, yeah, this is not news to me, though. Roger just kind of, I don't know, left or something. And then he was replaced with Jeremy.
Yeah, but I last saw him before he was replaced with Jeremy at Professor X's. I saw him through the window.
Oh.
Delivering some letters. That's the last time anyone...
There's a name for that.
Just me.
Wait, last known...
Alibi.
No. Last known place of last known...
Place of last known appearance known.
Last known appearances.
Place of appearance.
Right. And that was his last known place of appearances?
Known places of appearances.
Right.
Known.
Was it?
Yes. I'm pretty sure. I haven't conferred with anyone else, but yes. And this is the clincher. I had a cheese nightmare, and in it, Roger was getting murdered. by Professor X.
So technically, you saw him.
Technically, yes. Oh my God, you're right, guy.
If people out there believe in dreams as reality, which some people do, I don't know where I stand on it. I'll have to sleep on that one.
Oh, hey-oh.
That's for you out there, listeners. Thank you. Thank you. But I think you might be onto something. We'll have to keep our ears out, our eyes out.
Our ears and our eyes.
And our toes, like, honestly.
And our dreams. We have to keep our
dreams.
dreams out there. But I'm just saying we might have you ever seen that TV show Dexter?
Yeah, but no, this isn't Dexter.
Oh, not Dexter, but just a serial killer.
Right.
I actually have never seen Dexter because, again, I'm afraid of anything scary about
Michelle,
murder.
what did I tell you about referencing shows you haven't watched?
I know, I do that a lot, actually. It had great cinematography.
I don't know
though.
why I'm reprimanding you. That's okay.
God.
The only thing I'll say about Dexter is he's a hero. Like, technically, he kills bad people.
No, so this is not a Dexter scenario, but the serial, I think the killing of multiple people, yes, but this man is a bad man. Professor X is a bad Dexter.
Bad man.
Bad Dexter.
Yes.
Not the Dexter from Dexter's Lab either. There's a lot of Dexters.
Yeah. There's a lot of Dexters. Anyway, I feel like maybe someone that could help us clear some things up is a man that we invited onto the podcast, who we've been in contact with for a few months now, just back and forth emails. He kind of started corresponding with us right at the top when we were starting off as little baby sleuths.
Yeah, back in the days when we didn't really know how to investigate a murder, and now we do.
I mean, now I feel like we're basically professionals.
Yeah.
But let's bring on our next guest.
Hi there, it's nice to be on with you guys. My name's Jed Beacon. And I'm in forensics. As you know, we've been in talks a lot lately about the case at hand, and I think I can shed some light.
We're so looking forward to your insight. Obviously,
You're a beacon of hope.
A beacon of
That's
hope.
exactly what I hope to be, as soon as possible, as much as possible.
I mean, I just thank you for introducing yourself to our audience, Chad, but obviously we knew who you were.
No, I was speaking directly to the audience. I did not presuppose that you needed reintroduced to me.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you. I guess our first question is, so you're a forensic...
I'm in forensics.
Oh.
I don't like to keep myself in a box, so I don't,
So you're not like blood splatter, you're not...
Nothing specific. I cover any and all forensics that I can. Anything that comes to my doorstep, I try to get involved with.
So you work from home?
I can work from home. That's one of the perks of my job.
Okay, let me just say, that is one of my dreams. I would love to work from home in my pajamas. Do you work in your pajamas?
Anytime I'm at home, I'm in my pajamas.
Yeah, see, this is why I want to work from home.
I mean, you're wearing your pajamas right now.
I know.
Yeah.
It's just
well,
fine.
I did ask if that was appropriate attire for a podcast.
In the email, I said, my house is your house. So I think you just kind of
I really take it literally.
Well, I want to go get my jammies. Hold on. I'm going to go get mine.
Okay, we'll be here.
No one follow me into my apartment because...
Luckily, I, on the other hand, am always wearing my pajamas under my clothing.
Wow. Oh, there it is. That looks nice. Silk, very comfortable.
Okay, and then when Michelle gets back... Oh, there she is.
These are my Sailor Moon pajamas. Sailor Moon.
Wow, that's amazing. And you put them on after you say that, and then you're allowed to put them on?
Yes, Sailor Moon.
Yeah, she kind of transforms. There's like a whole little sequence where the background behind her goes like blue and she's like floating up in the air. And
yes, and that's how it happened. I did that in my room before I got here.
Yes.
I said moon prism pajamas make up, and then I made up into my pajamas.
Yeah,
I didn't just
it's
put them on.
pretty cool.
I don't want to frighten you or anything. This is not directed directly at you, and this is not my area of expertise in forensics, but many killers do have rituals like that where they have to do things in a certain order in order for them to feel complete.
I have to ask you now,
Yes.
Michelle, don't feel attacked.
Am I? I'm not a murderer.
Hang on. What do you think about the fact that she lets no one into her apartment?
Well, tend to sympathize with that a lot because not many people get into my apartment. I have a lot of evidence in that apartment. And,
of what?
Oh, just anything. Anything that comes to me, really. There's so many case files. I'm not at liberty to talk about them. So I can't go into great detail, except for, of course, the case which you've asked me here to discuss today.
Oh my gosh, that's what I really respected about you because, again, nowadays just everyone's put it on Facebook, put it online. And it's just some things you want to be just your own space. Is that where I just want to have my own space. I have my collection. I don't want anyone to break anything.
I get that.
Mini
So it's
clue
fragile.
about what
It's fragile.
It's
It's
fragile.
fragile.
Mini clue.
No, that space for me at home is my clean room. That's my lab, my clean room, which some people would call breakfast nook. But I have converted it.
nook?
Yeah, no, I've turned it into a clean room. Just that area.
Where do you have breakfast?
Oh, just couch mostly.
Oh. Wait, so what's a clean room?
So a clean room, that's where you're going to do a lot of your research. You want to do your research in a clean room so that you know that outside things have not contaminated anything. That's prime real estate for solving some stuff.
What can we do in a messy room? Because our apartment, every room's a messy room.
Yes,
messy
this is a
room?
messy room.
That's a free-for-all for forensics, really. The messy room is exactly what we hope to find.
You know what would be fun? Okay, I have an idea. So pretend... So you see our apartment right now. Obviously, it's a mess. It's pretty bad. There's trash everywhere.
Again,
Yeah.
this is not my apartment. I'm an honorary roommate.
Yeah,
and-
no, this is a forensics playground in here.
Here's what I'm
but
gonna-
also a virtual nightmare.
Right. Here's what I'm going to ask you to do. If you could you pretend like this is the crime scene you just walked into? What would your opinions about the inhabitants of this apartment be?
Disgusting.
Ooh.
I mean, right
that
off
was
the...
so fast.
Well, that's you asked my opinions. That's not my...
so brutally honest.
I should go back professional opinion or personal opinion because that was very personal.
Sorry.
I
Definitely
think that sounded professional as well. It is
Michelle,
very disgusting.
Yeah, no.
Professional opinion.
If I was on the stand in a court of law, hand on the Bible, sworn in, I would say this person is probably disgusting.
Well, that was kind of okay.
Yeah, no, it's both.
Oh, this person, so it's probably just one roommate. Which roommate would you think? Like, for example, one roommate's name is Guy and one roommate's name is Brandon.
Well, I'll
This
tell you
is
what I'd
just
ask.
a hypothetical.
Hypothetical.
I would ask to see both roommates' rooms.
Oh my gosh, let's go. I want it. Can we bring our mics to the rooms?
I guess.
That's up to you.
Let's walk over there.
We'll go over there. Okay.
All right, let me just open. I feel bad
I'm just
going...
is it okay if I hold this mic? I feel like I
Yeah,
want to
you
hold
can-
it really close.
You can hold it however you like.
Okay.
Here's what I'm gonna do. We're standing in front of Brandon's room.
Yeah. Great. Okay.
He leaves the door closed, so just remember we're gonna need to close it. And like good
He's
criminals,
gonna listen to this podcast and know we went in.
we won't let him. Right? Is there a way we can get him? Can we block him from the internet?
Well, we can be conscious of our own forensics, i.e. evidence we leave behind,
Right.
while checking out his forensics.
I'm already wearing gloves, so I think I'm good on that part.
Yeah.
But Chad, Guy and I both have very curly hair and
Wait.
we shed.
Wait, I'm gonna grab the shower caps.
Oh my god! Oh, get the shower caps. I once worked at a restaurant, and even with the hairnet, I had double the hairnets, and I have curly red hair, so sometimes my hair would be on the food, and they'd be like, "Whose is this?" And I'd be like, "Not me," but clearly.
Yeah, it doesn't take a
was
detective to
me.
figure that out.
I couldn't find the shower caps, but here's some tinfoil.
Okay, great. We're gonna put on the tinfoil.
That'll work. Just make sure it's airtight around your head if
Yeah.
possible. Squeeze it until it's uncomfortably
I
so
really
around
need to
your
start
head.
running again. Okay. So I'm
right.
gonna. The door's super creaky, but I'm gonna open it. Here we go. Oh my god.
Okay.
Wait, don't give any influence. We want to hear what Chad has to say.
Well, my first reaction is really kind of a recoil of sorts. I want to leave this room really as quickly as we possibly can. I'm trying not to inhale.
There's LaCroix cans all over the floor.
But they're full of something. I can't.
LaCroix. So LaCroix, first of all, says to me, and this isn't forensics. Some of this is coming just from gut. LaCroix says to me that this person wants to have a more refined life, but also wants to kind of live like a normal human being, so there's kind of a fine line they're trying to walk there.
Wait, they're empty, but they're full of old moldy banana peels.
Yeah, which is also weird. That's an attempt to conceal things that they do find disgusting inside of containers in a kind of out of sight, out of mind kind of reflex, if you will.
I think we're done here.
Let's be.
Oh, I'm gonna shut the door. Oh,
Oop. Cans everywhere. Just.
oh God. Michelle, be careful.
Oop.
Please don't cut yourself. You could bleed and contaminate the scene.
Oh my God. Oh, I don't want to.
No, please don't.
I have on boots.
So let's walk a little further down the hall.
Sure.
Oh God. Oh, get that smell out of my. All right, and
Now, the first thing I notice here is the axe-like chunks taken out of this door, which concerned me right
what's
off the
up with
bat.
that guy?
I was recreating a scene from The Shining. Have you heard of The
I
Shining?
Absolutely,
have
yeah.
heard of the Wikipedia page for it because
Sure.
I can't watch the movie. It's
I
scary.
have this blog where I recreate famous movie scenes.
Are you plugging your blog right now?
Well,
Yeah.
is it like you add yourself to movie scenes, or like you replace yourself?
Is it like that guy
you
in the
replace
movies?
someone
Because
who's in
I've
the movie
seen that
scenes?
one.
No. That sounds like a weird idea. No. It's basically I recreate movie scenes with empty bags of potato chips replacing the characters.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
I love potato chips.
Yeah, and I call it Olay.
Yeah. Well, so first of all, that says a few things to me. One, it says that you view humans as items.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You sound like the killer.
No, again, none of this is really forensics.
I just like potato chips.
Forensics. Ooh, now see this reaction here. Also not forensics. There's an eagerness there that shows an obsessive kind of
To try to prove
mindset.
myself innocent?
Well,
I'm
I don't know,
innocent. I
maybe.
haven't done anything.
Well, see, now
Allegedly.
this is all really a rabbit hole we're going down here that could lead right to some kind of revelation.
You know what?
Would you like to open the door?
No,
We'll just take the door in.
Hang on. Wait. You're a forensics guy, and you keep going off on non-forensics things.
Well, this is difficult because forensics is primarily done behind a microscope.
In a clean room.
In a clean room.
do
This
you
is
not
no
bring a
place to do
microscope? Oh, okay.
forensics. This would not be a good place to do
All right,
forensics.
you know what? Let me just show you the room so we can get this part over with. I do have to. 1 second.
Are there any
I have to,
are there any scary movie potato chip dioramas in there?
There might be some. I have
I
to
don't
reach
like
through the hole in the door because it's jammed now and turn the
see.
knob from the inside. Okay. There
Wow,
we are.
Okay. Well, I am having a similar reaction as I had with the last room.
Do you like the potato chip bag in the corner with the ketchup bottle coming out of it? That's alien.
Well, what I'm noticing is that
That's scary.
Brandon's LaCroix is your potato chips. So what I'm really feeling is like that when you guys go to parties together, you make a perfect pair because one has the soda and one has the chips. But this is really reckless
Oh,
living.
you guys
I feel
are a
like here.
perfect pair.
I am nothing like Brandon. Okay? Let's start with that.
Yeah, because Brandon's nice.
Should I leave?
Oh my gosh, I didn't say that.
No, you stay for
Okay.
this. Michelle?
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I don't know why I said that.
can
It's
I
'cause
just
you
ask-
didn't believe my theory.
Insulted person on the podcast segment.
Can we do this segment not in this room? Can
Yeah.
we just leave this room?
Yeah,
to
one
do
second.
this
Yeah, let's
segment?
let's actually
Okay,
leave the
great,
potato
yeah.
chips.
Okay, we're back. I just want to say,
I'm so
in this
sorry.
segment, no one else can talk except for
Oh,
the
you can't
insulted.
co-opt a feminist movement. All right, but I will listen to what you have to say.
Thank you. This is the only time we're ever going to do this. I've been insulted. I've been hurt. But I will also acknowledge that I've hurt others before. So,
Thank you. That was really big of you. And okay, are we doing another apology segment? Because I love these.
yeah, this is apology segment.
I'm sorry for saying that, guy. I think I just respect your honesty. And I think sometimes I have a hard time being honest, especially with myself.
I want to apologize for being potentially over curious about what's in your apartment. I think, I realize now that it's something personal to you, and whatever it is, be it Furbies or...
I'd like to apologize
Damn you, Chad.
to my friend Terrence, who I went to the cinema with recently, and I stood in the back of the line to pay for tickets because I knew that they would pay for my ticket, that Terrence would pay the cost of my ticket if he went first, and I purposely let him do that in order to pay for my ticket.
Wait a second. I want a friend like Terrence. How did you find Terrence?
Where did we?
You know, we worked together at
The police station.
Yeah, at the police station, and he's a very nice person.
Is he also in forensics?
No, he's a police officer. I think he might be corrupt, but I also think that he's very kind in person. So I have conflicting feelings there about all of that, and I'm not 100% on that. That's just a gut suspicion that I have.
He's getting all that money from?
That might be. Maybe
my gosh,
I feel like it could be
right.
a psychological thing to try to pay for the guilt that he feels.
Oh my gosh.
It's just a gut feeling, though. That is not forensics. That's just a feeling that I have.
From a forensic standpoint, when you go to the movies and you put the butter on your popcorn, what do you I love that butter.
So good.
United States is one of the only places where you can actually like put your own.
You know, it's not real
butter.
but it's just as good as real butter.
I know. So that's why I want to ask from a forensic perspective is, what do you think is in the butter, or what do you think it's made of? Do you think it's butter? I think it could be real butter.
Oh, absolutely not. No, this is something that I have to know for my job because there are murders that happen surrounding people who have been to movies recently, who are in a movie and kill someone because you're in a dark theater. No one suspects.
Killer?
Yeah, you never know. And so, I just have to know what all kinds of chemicals might be. Or you're at home and you have the theater type butter at home, which is a huge convenience if you want that theater feel while you're watching a film at home. And you find out that, boy, this person, I don't know if it was a film that set them off or what it was, but they definitely were watching a film when they committed this crime.
Oh, so you think either, because like, I'm interpreting this as either the chemicals in the popcorn like drive people to kill someone, or that there's poison in the popcorn butter. And if I eat too much popcorn butter,
I feel terrible.
Well, I die because I put on so much that it like sometimes it like soaks through like all the napkins and the actual container onto my jeans. There's a big butter stain.
Well, I would say too much of anything will kill you. Too much water and you drown.
No, that's not true.
That's true.
Yeah.
Hydrodiplosis or something.
All at once if you get it all. So, it's
if
this
you
kind
drink
of thing.
too much water, your cells explode. I don't know if hydrodiplosis is what it's called.
In general, all things in moderation and you'll be fine.
That's a really good point.
Oh my gosh, so I shouldn't drink water anymore.
No, immediately.
That's the opposite of moderation. That's an extreme.
Oh.
If you go towards any extreme, tick or talk, you're going to find out, really bad things are going to happen.
I like today's word of the day is
extreme.
I have a question for you, Chad. Yeah. Obviously, you're like a really big, famous forensics specialist. We'll call you.
I don't know about famous, but I
mean, you're
am
well
known in certain circles.
In the forensics world, you're definitely known.
Sure.
What's been one of your biggest solves, your biggest aha moments where you turned the course of a case?
Well, one of mine was, I was trying to look into this thing it was in a back alley, right? Was the scene, which is very hard to come to any conclusions about.
The scene of the crime.
That was the scene of the crime. Very hard to come to conclusions because it's out in the open. So much happens out in the open. It's hard to find anything. And, I happened to just find this can, not of LaCroix, but of a different type of soda. And
are you allowed to name the type of soda that it was?
Also, it's pop.
Do you go by pop?
I go by pop.
I've done both in my lifetime, pop and soda. Never soda pop. I feel like that's an overkill.
Yeah, we
soda
get it.
Pop.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice.
Thank you. Oh, it's been a while since someone
I've
complimented
never thought
my
of it as a
singing.
song. I think that's very nice. I think I'll keep that in my pocket.
That's over.
Oh, thank you.
Doubly overkilling it. Now you're not just saying both. You're also gonna sing it.
I don't know. I feel like the journey is worth the trip. And that one.
That was
is so beautiful.
Well, okay, so
Soda pop.
thank you. There was a can of soda pop. It was in the. It was in the.
Can we get you a
In the
tissue?
alleyway.
You just like coughed up some flat. It's kind
Yeah,
of
no,
on
I'm not
your.
used to singing.
It's
to
on
be
your
honest.
chin. It's just dangling there. Here, let
Would
me
it
grab
make you
some.
more comfortable?
There
oh,
you
thank
go.
you. This is off the floor.
Yes.
Okay.
But clean.
Okay. All right. Is that better?
Yes. Thank you.
This can was something that nobody else was taking notice of. I took notice of it. We took a close look at it in the lab, found some fingerprints that eventually led to a person, and they made an arrest in that case, and probably would have been a cold case were it not for that can
Wow.
being found, you know. And that was really me finding the can. To be honest, was not forensics. That was just a gut feeling I had. But looking at the can in
And
the lab
getting the
later
fingerprints.
was forensics.
In the clean room.
Yes, in the clean room, always in the clean room. Speaking of which, would you like me to go over some of the evidence that you sent
Yes.
me?
Okay.
Oh,
so
gosh,
basically,
yes.
what we want to know next is, especially with the information that Michelle just presented about our mailman, like,
Yeah.
could we be
In my
looking,
dream, that's forensics.
Right. Could we be looking at, like, to get into some forensic pathology here, could we be looking into a serial killer?
Well, so I can ruminate on that and really go by just whatever I'm feeling at that moment about that person.
Right.
But that would not be forensics. The forensics part of it is looking at the items that you
hard
sent me.
Proof, the hard evidence.
As a for instance, so you sent me some hair to look at. You sent me a
did.
sample of hair to look at. I put that under the microscope, took a close look at it, ran some chemical tests on it, and found out that it was a cat.
Oh my gosh.
Now, I also
I'm
found out...
allergic to cats.
That was Professor Whiskers.
Yeah, well,
Professor Whiskers.
I found out that it was in fact my cat, Huxby. So that was shocking, and at first I became very suspect of Huxby.
I was almost sure that was going to be Professor X's cat that he had for like 2 weeks.
No, yeah, it turned out to be my cat's.
Cats.
And then I became very confused,
Okay.
very distraught, spent a few days thinking things over, decided to keep the cat, and that it maybe was just a mix-up.
Okay.
Oh, did you think your cat was a murderer?
For a moment there,
Oh, no.
I at least thought he could be accomplice.
Right.
I mean, a cat committing a murder is ridiculous, but
No, it's not.
a cat
Have you
being
seen
party to murder is not at all ridiculous.
Right.
Have you seen Catwoman?
Oh, that's true. If a cat's a person, that could be
Yeah.
a logical next step. This was in fact a real cat, which made it harder to...
So is she?
Oh.
Catwoman's not a
she's
Okay,
a real cat.
You've never seen Cat. What do we say about referencing movies
No,
you haven't
I
seen?
have seen that one, and she's a cat.
This is a big blind spot in my forensics training, is knowing comic book mythos. So you're going to have to help me on that one if ever the subject comes up. I'm going to have to defer.
So wait, next piece of evidence.
Next piece of evidence. So the next thing that I looked at was some blood that was sent to me, which
Yes.
was very shocking because I realized you hadn't sent me any blood in your samples. And so I started
yeah.
to look
Yeah, we
through
definitely
that.
didn't. Now that I think
Yeah.
about it.
I started to really examine it.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, this is the distressing part.
Whose
is
blood
that I
was
really
it?
started to look into it. And it turned out to be some V8 that I was drinking that day.
You wait. Oh, I thought you meant A1 steak sauce
No,
first. I was
no.
like, why were you drinking steak sauce? Oh,
Tomato
V8.
juice,
Tomato
V8.
juice V8, which
Oh.
I mean was
Do they
a
still make
huge
that?
relief. To
Did
be
you?
honest,
Did you?
Yes.
When
yeah.
you realized that, did you just like smash your palm against your head?
You know, you do that at times, but when you're specifically in the clean room, you don't want to overreact to anything emotional because there is the fear that I might throw flakes of my own skin somewhere. I might.
You don't wanna
a chip of
contaminate-
a fingernail might go into something. Anything could happen in
Clearly,
that
you're
moment.
very careful so far not to contaminate any evidence.
Well, you know, I think the real thing to keep in mind is that everyone tries to be careful. And it's very important in our profession to be as careful as possible. But all people are, in fact, humans, except for Catwoman, who may be a cat. And
She's a
very
cat. Woman. She's both.
Right.
could
I
be-
mean,
could be-
maybe you're
could be in
right.
fact both.
Wouldn't she be woman cat if she was more woman than cat?
Cat, woman. No, it doesn't matter. It's both. It's equally shared. I'm going off the Batman Returns version. You're right. I haven't actually seen Catwoman the movie, but I did see Batman Returns.
Okay.
The Michelle Pfeiffer version
Right,
is the
yes.
one I'm going off.
Which
of.
I do think is
Still
the best
not a real
version.
cat.
I think I really like that version too.
Anyway.
Oh, and Anne Hathaway.
Anyway, we sent you luckily a box full of evidence. So
Yes.
anything else that you
Well,
looked into?
now, so you did send me a package,
Yes.
or I should say just the cardboard box that was a package that he had thrown away. As I understand, he gets a lot of
Right.
Amazon packages.
Yes.
lot.
Okay. I'm excited about this one.
I brushed it for fingerprints and did, in fact, find some fingerprints.
oh my god.
Oh my god.
Now,
like they must be. Maybe they're Nancy's or
Or
Rogers.
Rogers.
so those fingerprints did lead me to, I believe you're Roger.
Okay.
Oh my God.
He
Oh my
goes by
God.
Buck. Just so you know.
Oh,
That's
God,
just like a nickname that he's had, I guess, for a while.
I've been calling him Roger.
This is just from looking up in our system.
Oh, okay.
So it's got, Roger.
Wait,
and
if
then
he's in your
parentheses,
system,
Buck.
does that mean he's a criminal?
No. So many people. Do you ever remember in school if you went through like a safety? In my school, it was called Safety Town. We went through this training as children about how to be safe. Who the
McGruff.
police were,
McGruff.
something like that.
Yes.
Chicago, Illinois,
Chicago,
60652, something like that.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, they would take our fingerprints. And at that time, as a child, I thought this is just an example of how police do their procedurals. They take your fingerprints. But in fact, that's how they get everyone's fingerprints into the system.
Oh my gosh.
So
oh my god, police state.
all fingerprints are on file somewhere.
Oh my god. And those were Rogers or Bucks.
Roger
Yes.
Buck.
Yeah.
Roger Buck the mailman. So wait, so we did find Roger, although kind of inconclusive because if he was the mailman that delivered the package, I guess kind of obvious that his
Well, and I
fingerprints
can't tell you, there were other fingerprints on the box.
Oh, really? How many more?
The other ones that I looked into, one was the guy who works for the recycling company who took the box out.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, took it out to the back.
And
Works for the
probably
company.
one of ours because we gave you the box.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah,
Was it
so
mine
your
or Michelle's?
fingerprints were on the box as well.
Did you search me in the system?
I did look it up. I had to look up the fingerprints
I
to
in the
determine
system?
who was. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, you were in there.
What was my full name in the system?
Well, Guy Jeremy. Is Jeremy your middle name?
Jeremy is my middle name.
I hesitate to give out anyone's last name
No, don't.
on
Actually,
a public
thank you.
venue like a podcast. I don't want to.
Don't give out my last name. And maybe we'll bleep my middle name.
And I actually was born without fingerprints, so I'm not in that system.
Right.
Oh, did
Yeah.
you find some blurry
Well,
fingerprints?
so just out of curiosity, though, I did look you up in the system.
Yeah, I'm not in there.
You're in the system, but there is very little information about you.
Yeah, I know.
There's a name Michelle, but we actually don't have a last name for you.
Nope.
So
I don't have a last name.
I found that very curious.
Wasn't it potato? One time
Don't
you
give
told
out
me.
private information on the podcast.
One time you told me it was potato.
Yeah.
Was that a joke?
Stop, edit that out. Oh my god, don't put out my name, Potato.
Why? It's so beautiful, Michelle Potato.
It is beautiful, and that's why I don't want anyone to know it's my name, Potato. I love potatoes. I actually
think
chose
so.
that as my last name.
And that's not a nickname. That is, in fact, your last name.
No, I had it changed to Potato.
Legally changed.
I
Legally
see.
changed because I like it.
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, more power to you. You know, I think it's great for people not to be in the system because it's difficult not to be in the system. Let me tell you.
Okay, wait. So what other fingerprints did you find?
So I did, in fact, this will excite you. I found Professor X's fingerprints.
Okay, it was his package.
It
I'm
was,
still
in fact,
excited.
his package. Now, what else the fingerprints tell us really is nothing at all. But it does tell us that he did have that piece of cardboard in his hands at one time during his life.
Oh my god, he murdered Roger and Nancy.
Okay, and now the piece of evidence that we sent you that I'm the most excited about. We had a friend with some squirrels, and they did a really cool thing for us, which is they brought us back an acorn that was covered in some red substance. I won't
Yeah.
say blood. They found that acorn underneath Professor X's couch. It was covered in that red substance. We gave you that acorn. How'd that go?
So I cannot speak to verify where that acorn was found. just to get that clear.
Right. We are verifying.
Our squirrel
This
friends did
This
it.
is coming third party from you.
We were
Where the
sitting.
acorn was
We
found.
were sitting with Brandon B,
Yeah.
who talks with the squirrels, and we were all watching as that squirrel snuck into the apartment, grabbed the acorn, and came back to us.
Okay, so a squirrel was gone for a period of time, supposedly into the apartment. I should say, not
Look,
supposedly.
this is
I
not
don't
the
want to
forensics part.
Well, this is part of my duty to speak in, if you will, legalese, so that you can get the feeling for what you're up against.
Legalese?
Legalese. So this is kind of the way that a court of law or a judge or a lawyer might speak about the evidence that's present.
I never took a second language, so I just want you to know I might
Yeah,
get
no,
confused.
it's totally English. It's absolutely 100% English we're talking. But people call it
okay.
legalese because it is hard to understand English.
So do you need to take a course in legalese?
No, absolutely not.
Well, I
Absolutely.
think you need to go to law school.
Oh, and that's where you learn
that
this.
would help a lot,
That's
yeah.
where you learn this language?
Oh, well,
Habeas corpus.
I
Are the
didn't go to-
symbols when you write different?
No, they're exactly the same 26 characters that any other person might use in normal English language. It's just
more
they're
archaic.
arranged in such a way that it would look like another language to most
like
of us.
Spanish.
I don't have a full knowledge of the language of legalese, but I do have this French experience with it.
French?
No, not French. It's French where I've come close to it at times, and so I've absorbed a certain amount
Oh,
of
Fringe.
Fringe.
Oh, Fringe. Oh, what a good show.
Yeah. Oh, what happened to that show?
I don't know. It got canceled?
I liked Lost better, if I'm honest. But, that's just because they're both J.J. Abrams shows, which is where the comparison comes from.
Well, Heroes.
I do.
Heroes-
The first season of
Real-
Heroes, I
real
really liked.
disappointing after
Yeah.
that first season. though.
Changed.
Well, I just want to say that I'm someone who studies multiple languages, and I think that's great to know different languages, and especially to be able to know those law terms. And probably had to learn some Latin as well if you're learning all those terms. So I think
Yeah.
they're very smart, and I
Habeas
want to hear.
corpus, e pluribus unum, all those kind of things.
And
yeah.
I want to learn what you thought this red substance was.
So, the things that we're saying are just supposed things that have been put out. I'm actually forgetting the term that might be used in law for something that has just been put forth as evidence, and I'm really disappointed in myself kind of in this moment.
Don't be disappointed. You're
No,
doing
it's
great.
fine. It's fine. That's just something I
Wait,
want to put
what's
out
the
there.
definition of the word you're
Well, so
looking
it's like when someone says that something happened, but you don't necessarily know for sure that it happened yet. So you say
Exhibit A.
like
Exhibit
that,
A.
like it's an exhibit, might be, but it starts with an A. It's really not coming to me.
Wait, I'm trying to think too now. I want to solve it.
I want to solve it too.
This could be. I mean, this is something small we could solve in this case.
Well, I really wish we could find out what that substance was,
So
but
let's go back.
unfortunately, we're out of time for this week's
Yeah.
episode.
Oh, would you like me?
No.
I suppose I could email. No, just okay.
I mean, keep emailing us just to keep in touch. We'll have you
Yeah.
on a future episode, I'm sure.
Well, okay, yeah.
Was it anything was it a big deal, or could we does it help us solve anything?
I mean, DNA.
It was DNA? Okay,
Yeah.
wait, maybe we should just let this episode be a little longer just to hear.
So, it was in fact blood DNA.
Okay.
It was blood.
From a squirrel's mouth.
Well, I can't verify if it was the squirrel's blood because we do not have that squirrel on file in the system.
Okay.
I do have to have some other blood from a subject to determine whose it is. You
Well, I have
to
this
a
dead squirrel.
Is that in fact the squirrel?
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I'm more concerned about what happened to that
I
squirrel.
am too, guy. Oh my God.
It was for my blog. I was doing the nut job.
I am so sad about that.
It
I
was
am
an
sad
accident.
too.
It wasn't-
No, it wasn't.
Just ignore the fact that there's a chip bag
Well-
sticking out of his mouth.
Well,
I'm
here's what I'll
reporting
tell
to
you I
animal
can do.
services. Oh my gosh.
I mean, for one thing, you're not holding that with gloves, but put it in a plastic bag. I'll take it back to my apartment.
Let me go get one real quick.
Store it in the Nook, and we can compare some things. And I will
here
say,
you go.
thank you. The one thing this will tell us, that this little guy will tell us, is it will tell us, yes, it is a squirrel's blood, or No, it's not a squirrel's blood.
If it's not squirrel's blood, then could it be that Professor X isn't in the system?
It's very possible. You know, one thing I didn't think to do in all this is just look him up in the system.
Well,
I really
there's
could
always
have
next time.
found out some priors or anything like that, but I really, that was a swing and a miss on that one.
Well, next time.
Next time.
But until then, we need your help to solve this case. So if you could reach out to us, there's so many ways to reach out to us. You can email us at sleuthmates@gmail.com. That's SLEUTH mates@gmail.com.
They're very cordial. They're very nice in
That is
correspondence.
how we've been talking to Chad. Or you can call us at 815-570-9979. And remember to rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes so we can figure out what happened to Nancy, what happened to Roger, what happened to that squirrel. I
Also,
killed the squirrel.
remember to love thy neighbor,
Or
they might just murder you.
Bye.
Goodbye, soda pop.
So many questions left to answer. How do I get my mailman to stop bringing me mail? Bills, am I right? Is there a Rosetta Stone to learn Legalese? Was the forgotten word allegedly? Maybe. And of course, did Professor X murder Nancy and the mailman? All this and more next time on Our Neighbor's a Murderer.